Well, hey there, this is Pastor Scott of the First Christian Church here in Lathrop, Missouri, and this is your Midweek Minute. But before we begin, I'd encourage you to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you too can get more of this content when it becomes available. One of the things, as this is Easter week, one of the things that so often we remember is Jesus hanging on the cross. And one of the last words that he says is, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Now there's a lot of conversation about what that really means. Why is Jesus saying that? And there's a lot of different ideas and thoughts, and I just wanted to tell you really what I think it means. Why Jesus would say, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And it really comes down to Psalm 22. And so if you turn your Bibles to Psalm 22, you can see how it begins. In fact, verse 1 says this, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And so Jesus repeats the exact same words found in Psalm 22. Now, he doesn't repeat the entire psalm, but we have to realize that Jewish people were standing around Jesus at the crucifixion, and many of them knew the Psalms. The Psalms was something ingrained in their memory, sort of like an old hymn or a song that you've sang your entire life, whether it's a Christian song or a secular song. But anyways, you just have it in your head and you know it, and someone could say a few lines from it, and all of a sudden you just start picking up and you know exactly what we're talking about. So let's look at some of the lines in Psalm 22. Of course, Psalm 1 or verse 1 says, my God, why have you forsaken me?" So Jesus is pointing back to this psalm. But why? Well, in verse 4 it says, "In you our fathers put their trust. They trusted, and you delivered them." But let's keep going on now, and let's look at verse 6. "But I am a worm and not a man, scorned by men and despised by the people. All who see me mock me. They hurl insults, shaking their heads." And this is a quote as to what they're mocking him for. "He trusts in the Lord. Let the Lord rescue him. Let him deliver him, since he delights in him." And so they're mocking Jesus. All this stuff was happening on what we call Good Friday. He's being mocked, he's being beaten, he's being insulted. People are making fun of him. Let God come and save him. Much of this psalm is taking place, or had just within the last few hours taken place, of Jesus nailed to the cross saying, my God, why have you forsaken me?" But let's continue on even. We can look down even at let's start in verse 12. "Many bulls surround me. Strong bulls of Bashan encircle me. Roaring lions tearing their prey open their mouths wide against me." So essentially enemies are here. Enemies are tearing me apart. But look at verse 14. "I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart has turned to wax. It has melted away within me. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. You lay me in the dust of death. Dogs have surrounded me. A band of evil men has encircled me. Listen to this, they have pierced my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones, and people stare and they gloat over me. They divide my garments among them and cast lots for my clothing. Now let's stop there. From what we have read, we know from what Jesus' account that his clothing was taken away and given, cast lots to give it away to certain people. We know that happened. Much of what they talk about all the bones being out of joint, that's one of the things that happens in crucifixions. Talking about his heart being turned to wax and it's melted away. Remember when we read about after his death, they shove that spear through his side and water and blood comes out. They pierced my hands and my feet. Crucifixion. Psalm 22 is all about the crucifixion. The people at the crucifixion, when he says, my God, why have they forsaken me?" should have went through and understood what Jesus was saying. He said, "You are doing to me exactly what Psalm 22 said would happen." But at the end of Psalm 22, it doesn't leave us on the dark somberness. He says, "I will declare," starting in verse 22, "I will declare your name to my brothers in the congregation, and I will praise you. You who fear the Lord, praise him. All you descendants of Jacob, honor him. Revere him, all you descendants of Israel." And remember, if you're a Christian, you're grafted into that Jewish lineage. "For he has not despised or disdained the suffering of the afflicted one." He, we're still talking about God, "he has not hidden his face from him, but has listened to his cry for help." And it goes on and on. "The poor will eat and be satisfied. They who seek the Lord will praise him. May your hearts live forever." And it goes on and gives us a very uplifting picture at the end. And so even though we have this very dark picture of the crucifixion in Psalm 22, Psalm 22 also gives us this bright image of a future. "All the rich of the earth will feast and worship. All who go down to the dust will kneel before him. Those who cannot keep themselves alive. Posterity will serve him. Future generations will be told about the Lord, and they will proclaim his righteousness to the people yet unborn, for he has done it." Much like we mourn on Good Friday the death of Jesus, it is not without hope. It is not without that bright future of Easter morning, and Psalm 22 is an encapsulation of those 2 days, Good Friday and Easter Sunday. I do pray this message finds you well. If you would like to find more information about us, please reach out to us. Our contact information is in the description section of this video. You can click down and find it. We do want to hear from you. And I do pray this message finds you well.